Over 50 years ago, when the first medium voltage cross-linked polyethylene cables were installed, industry expected them to last for 20 to 30 years. However, multiple cases were recorded where the cables failed after only 10 to 15 years. As a consequence, utilities began replacing what should have been a reliable and long-lasting product. It was estimated that for every initial dollar that networks spent installing the cables, they had to spend at least $10 to replace them. Some of the networks are still dealing with this problem today. With high-quality, reliable cables being critical to their customers, Nexans has an impressive long history as a pioneer in the design and manufacturing of long-life MV cables in New Zealand. Established under Canzac Cables in 1967 with a purpose-built factory in New Plymouth, the company begins a reputation for manufacturing a range of quality low, medium and high voltage cable. In 1984, Pacific Dunlop, an Australian company, enters the New Zealand market and acquires Canzac, renaming it to Olex Cables. Nexans buys Olex Cables in November 2006, and in 2015, Nexans Olex completely unites with a global brand by becoming Nexans New Zealand Limited. Nexans is a global organisation across 40 countries with an extensive range of cables and cable solutions that supports their customers in four main business areas: generation, power transmission and distribution, industry and resources, data transmission, transportation and building. Besides supplying New Zealand, Nexans also exports cable to Australia, Papua New Guinea, Guam and the Pacific Islands, where repeat supply is needed to upgrade their networks after natural disasters. As New Zealand's largest power cable supplier, Nexans produces over 20 million metres of low voltage TPS and 2 million metres of medium voltage core per year, amongst other innovative cable solutions with ratings up to 33 kilovolts, all of which are quality environmentally certified to ISO 9001 and ISO 14001. Their unique position in the New Zealand market is being the only manufacturer of medium voltage cable. The benefits of being a local manufacturer for customers is the quick turnaround for delivery of major projects. This is what differentiates Nexans from their competitors. Moreover, the company has an experienced team which offers technical advice, project management and install-ready solutions. David Griffiths, as technical manager for the company, has been with Nexans New Zealand from the beginning.
I started with the company in 1967. My role then was an apprentice electrician who essentially was assisting installing all the factory equipment on the electrical side as the factory was being built.
Nexans, then Canzac, were the first in the Southern Hemisphere to produce the first generation XLPE cable.
Canzac Cables is actually Canada and New Zealand Associated Cables. It was a joint venture between Tolly Industries, who were an electrical wholesaler at that time, and Canada Wire, who were a cable company. As a resulting of that, when the factory got started up, I still remember today that seeing this elderly gentleman at that time walking down with a piece of cable that come off this steam line, as it was at that stage called, and waving it around and saying this is cross-linked polyethylene and this will actually end up replacing paper cable. And that's how we become the first in the Southern Hemisphere to do it.
But the service life of some of these early cables failed earlier than expected due to defects from voltage stress, moisture and other imperfections within the cable structure.
In 1973 they started to develop extruded semicons, that is to remove the tape screens. That to me gave the biggest increase in life of the cable and reduced the number of cable faults. In 1990, when we upgraded our current steam line, as it was called then, we upgraded it to dry cure triple extrusion, and once again to eliminate the moisture within the insulation. At the same time, we introduced the tree retardant compound. So for us in performance and long life, that was a fairly big step forward. As other equipment technologies came onto the market, we noticed then that there was an X-ray that was developed by Sakura. This piece of equipment actually measures the 3 layers independently and continuously, So we installed one on our line so we could guarantee the performance of the product through the run, not just checking top and bottom of the drum. So with the continuing relationship we had with Dow and the continuing improvement and that we had with them, they sent us a trial sample in 2011 to trial it, which we did, and we fed back to them, and we went into full production in 2017.
Innovation is important when developing long-life cables. It's what drives improvement and why the company continues to lead the market for over 50 years.
Nexans keeps up with innovation in many ways by having a close relationship, as we have with Dow, on the raw materials. We also monitor what's happening with the other polyethylene suppliers worldwide and have a look at their performances and understanding. We make sure that we keep up to date with the latest technology and test equipment and understanding it. By us having multiple specifications which we make to, we can really make sure that we've got our test equipment really to the latest standards.
Because the company manufactures in New Zealand and has been since the start, they are experts in the AS/NZS standards and how the cable should be designed and manufactured to meet their customers' specifications. Nexans prides itself on product quality and key components of the product's design, and the benefits this offers to the end user or asset owner.
The long life factor is the core, and what I mean by the core, it's the conductor screen, insulation and insulation screen. That's the key factor to make it really long life. So if you select the right raw material, which we believe we have done, the right machinery to make it process it correctly, and then also that you put in all the checks and balances and all the quality checks that you require to guarantee that long performance.
In addition to long-life cables, making Nexans New Zealand the trusted supplier of choice, it is also their dedication to their customers' experience. With a team approach to meet requirements, attentiveness is important at all stages, whether it's with design, order processing, material and factory planning, through to the final delivery. With growth in the cable industry continuing to be on the rise, it's no wonder that the company invests millions each year in new technology, machinery, maintenance and their people to ensure there is no compromise in delivery of quality products. This is why customers are choosing Nexans. Their highly experienced team and specialised equipment all combine to ensure that standards and quality are not just met but often exceeded. Investing in Nexans cable gives customers the very best of design, materials, refined manufacturing processes and quality test systems, ensuring Nexans as suppliers of quality long life cable.